Hello and welcome to this powerful meeting tonight. It's a privilege hosting each and every one of you. In case if you'll be watching the replay and if you are live here, I celebrate you greatly. And I know at the end of this meeting, you are gonna be experiencing something powerful. You are going to have a full time, or rather a wonderful experience tonight that will mark the beginning of something powerful within you. So you are welcome to the first edition of Let's Write to Dad experience. So this experience in no short while, I will be putting us through what it means, the benefits, and every other thing. And then from there, we'll move into the experience itself. So I've been able to share the resources, which is the template, the letter writing template, are specifically designed for you. Yes. So I have shared it in the group. So I will encourage you that as much immediately we get to that point where we would start writing something, try as much as possible to open up your own, your own templates so that you can follow through the experience. Okay. All right, so we are going to, let me share my slide because I've prepared one or two things that I would love us to actually go through tonight before we get into what we have. All right, I don't know, confirm if you can see my slide. Can you see my slide? Let me join with another device. All right. Okay. So, yeah, what we have here is, I'm trying to join with another device so that I can as well monitor our experience from my own end. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we are good now. So this is Let's Write to Dad experience. One experience I know, that will be changing a whole lot in your life and in the process that you are walking through in your fatherhood experience. Okay, so let's go. So I'm going to start with this quote by C.S. Lewis, which says, "You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending." It's a very powerful quote. We all have different experience. Our stories are different. To some women, they grew up having a wonderful, loving, and amazing father. Beautiful. But to some of us, we really don't have all of it put together. Some people, their father abandoned them as a young person. Some people, they have a present father, but he has not been there for them emotionally. While some people, daddy may be there, he may be involved emotionally, but he's so critical. So different people with different experience. So tonight, this experience is going to help us achieve something that I will be sharing with us in no time. So you can't go back and change the beginning. No, there is no way we can go back to change the beginning. In fact, there's no way we can even change our father. Yes. So there's no way we can actually change the beginning. but we can start where we are and change the ending. So that we share different experience does not mean that our ending will just have to be like that. We keep living the way we have already been living and all that. No, we have the right, we have what it takes to actually change what the ending should look like. So, what is the objective of tonight's experience? Number one is to create a safe space for honest reflection on the father relationship. To create an honest reflection, on the father relationship. In fact, the culture of our African culture, or if I'm to bring it home, our Nigerian culture, one of the things that we have been taught is to honor our father without questioning how their presence or absence has actually affected us. Now, this meeting is not for any blame. We are not here to blame anybody, but this meeting is to help to facilitate the healing process that you are, as a woman, supposed to, be undergoing at this point in your life. So we have been taught that you don't talk about something like this. However, every day our experience is being shaped by the emotional needs that we are not met as young people. So what we are here to do is to create a space for honest reflection on your own father experience, the relationship you have with your father. Number two is to help each woman name what is unspoken in her heart towards her father. The honest truth is, we all have different messages we want to, we want to pass across to our father. We all have, because of our experiences, right? We have different, but most of the time, we get towards giving out the positive one, which we are not here to condemn, but those unspoken one, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to even mention. Nobody should even hear that your father is. Nobody should hear that. So, but we are here to help you do what? Name those unspoken, things that have been in your heart. The third objective for this meeting is to guide you into written release of your emotional body, a step towards healing and not blame. Just like I've mentioned, we are not here to blame daddies. We are not here to blame our fathers. We are here to, release what has been bottled up for a very long time. We are here to let go. We are here to release. Okay? So let's get to the next slide. Okay. All right. So our meeting outline, we are going to go through the introduction, what this experience is all about, who is it for, the benefit of this experience. This is just to prepare our mind, right? The 5 things to note, the conclusion, then the guided experience, and then question and answer. So let me share a brief story about myself and why I believe strongly that your healing is possible if you give it what it takes, if you sit back to do what? To reflect and do something about your process. As a trained child and adolescent counselor and the founder of the Fathered Girl Foundation, I have worked with young people, helping them to build, a healthy self-esteem and confidence and all that. I am married to one of the amazing men you can ever think of in this world, and we are blessed with 3 children. However, before I came into all this, I was first that girl who grew up without a father, who didn't understand how male relationship should look like, who didn't have the opportunity to mention the word daddy. In fact, it was even my son that taught me how to mention the word daddy. It was my son that taught me, because it was just weird calling daddy. It just, my mouth cannot contain that word, instead of talk less of even pronouncing it. But it was through him that I learned how to make use of that word. I grew up, okay, as a child, I grew up, just like I've mentioned, growing up, as a young person, is not really a big deal, not having a father, especially there is roof over your head, you have clothes, you are going to school, there are some people who are just making things to happen. Except for the fact that comparison comes in once in a while. But aside from that, there's no big deal, right? But I started, experiencing the screaming effect of father absence when I got into marriage. Marriage unveiled the things that I have been struggling with. I was struggling with as a teenager, but I didn't see it as a big deal. Marriage amplified it. I began to notice I was being, I began to notice that even in marriage, I was struggling with emotional loneliness. I was being so clingy to relationships. I was, always people pleasing. I had identity crisis. I had so void, this emptiness in my soul. And I also noticed that most times I give people just to end their recommendation. You can imagine that is a very terrible place to be, just to make sure that you are seen, you are appreciated. So it was a whole lot. And during this time, I remember having this, in deep conversation with my husband, because everything was not just making sense. I came out, why am I just like this? What is going on with him? What is happening? So I had to, have a conversation with my husband. See what is going on with me. What can we do about this? Recommended, I think you're a counselor already by training, and I think you should go for therapy. It was in therapy that I discovered what was wrong with me. I discovered that all these things is pointing to one thing: father wound. It was at that time I started undergoing the process of my healing. And what I'm about to teach us tonight is one of the things I did. I chose at a point to write to my father. To write to my father, not that he's going to read it, but to write to release the things that have bottled up for years. I remember one day that I was sitting back and I just wanted to do something, and the thought of my father came to my mind. I was like, who need him? I don't need him. Then I caught myself. Why would I ever make that remark? Because that remark is just showing that I am bottling something I don't really want to talk about. And then he pointed to me that I have buckled something for a lot of time that I needed to give expression. So that is why we are having this meeting. And I believe at the end of this meeting, it's going to help you, because we are going to be saying things that you may have not got a chance to say, right? All right. So now, what is this experience all about? It's a guided private writing, letter writing experience exercise to your father, whether he's living present but distance, whether he's absent, whether he's deceased, whether he's dead or alive. Not necessary to send this letter to you. You are not here to write and send letter to anybody. It is for you. So what we have created is a system where you can experience that release, emotional release, for your own healing. You are not doing it for anybody. All right. So not necessarily to send it to him, but to release what has been, what is being carried silently for years. Okay. So now, who is this for? It's for a women who grew up with their father, present, physically present. It's for a woman who grew up without their father, physically present. It's for women whose father was present but emotionally distant and unavailable. It's for women who is still carrying unspoken hurts, longings, and anger towards their father. It's for women who has made peace but want to put a final word on paper. So this is those whose meeting, this meeting is for. So what's the benefit? The benefit includes, number one, why doing that? You're going to be releasing bottled up emotion, but here is a safe, in a safe place and private way. Yes. The number two benefit is that you will bring it will bring clarity to you. Often things surface in writing that we are never consciously named. Yes. So when you are going to be writing, you have a lot of clarity. You're going to be experiencing a lot of things. Okay. But just tell yourself that you are going to stick to the process, and at the end, you will see clarity. You will have clarity. So the next thing is you're going to interrupt the cycle of unprocessed pain, shaping present relationship. But sometimes we don't know how much this can actually shape us. You are attracting people who just look like your father. You are attracting people who just look like what you have been running away from. And this is basically the energy coming out from you. That's just what I want to say. So the next thing is that a first concrete, okay, this is going to be the first, or rather it's going to give you the platform to work towards your healing, your forgiveness and inner healing. All right. So the fifth thing that this experience is going to be helping you to do is to create a space to process emotional struggle that has been there as a result of fatherlessness. All right. No, now what are the 5 things you need to know before we get into this experience? You're gonna come without pretense. You are not here to pretend. You are not here to, thank God you are just writing this for yourself. Nobody is looking into your paper. So it's experience you are having for yourself. Number 2 is, this is not about excusing or condemning dad. It's about your healing. This is about your healing. It's not about condemning anybody. It's not about excusing anybody. It's about your healing. Have this at the back of your mind. Number 3 is, you have to give yourself the permission to feel whatever that comes up. Anger, grief, longing, even if you're not feeling anything. Yes, because a lot of us have actually come to that point where you're not feeling anything again. We have so suppressed our emotion that we can't feel again. But however, just stay through the process. So the next thing is, this is a safe place, not a performance place. Okay, not for performance. So no right way to write this letter. So there's no perfect way to actually put up the letter. No perfect way. In as much as our stories are different, it's fine. Just feel free to write what is coming to you. This is a place for release. That's just the summary of what you are doing tonight. You are releasing, you are letting go, you are pushing out what has been bottled up. Okay. Now, another thing I also want you to do is to find a place. Another thing I want you to do is to find a quiet place where you can feel authentically. Try as much as possible to excuse yourself in a space where you can actually feel authentically, where tears will not be coming and you are trying to clean and pretend as it. No, find a place where, as you are writing, you want to cry, you can actually cry, without somebody having to be there to ask you what is happening to you. So find a quiet place, a secluded place where you can actually feel as you write. Now, in conclusion, because I told us that this is just a preamble, something to prepare our mind. So in conclusion, healing takes courage. Healing takes courage. And we all have the courage, even if we have to dig a little to find it. So you are here because you have actually dig a little to find the courage that is already lying within you, the courage to embrace your healing process, the courage to feel, the courage to release, and the courage to authentically look at what is shaping your life so far, and then decide that it's not going to shape you any longer. So you have that courage. A lot of people have that courage, right? But they have not taken step towards embracing that courage to get what they want. But you being here, you have, embraced your courage. And I want us to, as we have embraced it, let us not let it go. I mean, nobody here, would have the courage to let it go. Yes. So once again, you are welcome. And at this point, I'm going to be bringing up the letter template so that we can walk towards it step after step. And I know you are using your device for this, but if there is a way you can minimize this meeting so that you can open up your own template, is a Word document. So you can actually type in that place. But if you can actually, maybe get a journal, and then maybe as I read out the stuff you are writing, that will also, make as well. That will also make a lot of sense. So in case you have not done that, please open up your file. Open up your file and minimize this very meeting. Okay, just minimize it so that you can be able to make use of what you are so I can be able to make use of your document. So what else? I'm going to stop sharing this so that I can be able to share please confirm if you are still here. Are you hearing me? Do you think you have learned anything tonight? Do you think you have learned anything tonight? Do you think this experience is going to do something for you? Thank you, sis. Thank you. All right. Okay, so just okay, please, if we have actually opened up our file, I want us to go to the comment section and comment that we have done that. Go to your comments, go to the comment section and comment that you have done that, because I want all of us to be on this together. And we have spent 30 minutes already. So in no time, maybe in the next 15 to 20 minutes or 25, we should be done. So I think what I should do is, let me end the recording. So that